Hello there, peeps. Sorry, I have been, lagging on this video. I know I should have did this yesterday, but I was at my friend's house all for Tuesday and Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm here now. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. It's Christmas Eve today. So, today, I'm gonna be reviewing Star Wars The Force Awakens, and before I get into it, like always with my movie reviews, you don't want spoilers, which is, like, thing is, people should have already seen this. It's been 4 days since it's been released. I feel like you should have seen it by now. But I'm still gonna do a spoiler alert. Don't watch it. If you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this video because I'm gonna give spoilers. So, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Well, before I talk about what I thought of it and shit, I'm gonna talk about basically just kind of the movie itself is basically starts off with the Empire. Well, it starts off with Pope Dameron getting, I guess, information about Skywalker because Luke disappeared. That's basically what this movie is. Luke disappeared, so they got to try to find him. The bad guys and the good guys. The one thing, first, I'm gonna say here, I don't like that they're calling the rebels the Resistance. It sounds so stupid. One, there's many things called the Resistance in other movies. I just feel like I get you wanted to do something new, but just changing the name was just kind of dumb. In my opinion, the First Order is still the Empire, just a smaller version of it. And then that the Resistance is the Rebels. It's the same. Just call them the Rebels, please. It's just the Resistance. I think Terminator when I think the Resistance. You know, like. But overall, okay. So the movie starts off like that, and then the Empire attack. I'm calling them the Empire. So yeah, for this trailer, I know they're called the first for this review. I know they're called the First Order and the Resistance, but I'm gonna call them the Rebels and the Empire because it's the same thing. But basically, yeah, the Empire attacks, and then we meet Kylo Ren, and Poe's trying to leave, but then his ship gets not blown up, but shot at, and then he has to try to fight back, and then you see Kylo for the first time. And I'll talk about more about Kylo when I get more into the movie. But yeah, he executes the guy who gave Poe the plans about Luke. So Poe realized, oh shit, okay, they're coming for me. So he gives BB-8 the information on Skywalker. So there you go. And then Poe tries to shoot at Kylo, and really a cool sequence when Kylo senses it and catches it in midair, and then like the beam was actually just floating. That was pretty sick. The only thing I really didn't like Kylo's voice all that much. I guess they were trying to go for like a Darth Vader-y voice. It just, I don't know, but whatever. It's a little complaint there. And then he's captured by the Empire, and they kill all the villagers and then leave. Oh, also, we meet Finn for the first time, or FN28 something. And then he refuses to kill, he didn't want to kill the people. And you notice that Kylo notices it the first time. And, then, I think he kind of just brushes it off. But I had a feeling he knew some shit was about to happen, so you actually see Finn take off the mask, the helmet the first time. And honestly, I like the new Stormtrooper helmets, by the way. I think the new Stormtroopers are actually badass. Actually. Like, I actually think they're pretty sick. Like, they've gotten better because, let's be real, in the other movies, clone troopers have always just been kind of, they always get beat. But in this movie, they actually feel like a threat. Like, they feel legitimate. I feel like, because, they took the clone troopers, they kind of mixed it, But also, then after that, we meet Rey for the first time. And, she's a girl, she's a scavenger on Jakku, which is basically Tatooine. It's the same planet. And BB-8 was about to be, like, taken for parts by this, like, alien guy. And then she saves BB-8, and she ends up taking him in. The thing, okay, right off the bat, I'm gonna be honest. How does she understand what BB-8's saying? Well, okay, let me get more into the movie. I don't want to just get into my opinions just yet. Then, basically, throughout, it's kind of just transitions back from Kylo, and then also, Kylo gets the information from Poe by doing a new form of the Jedi mind trick in a way. And then uh, Finn actually helps Poe escape. The part it's just okay. I don't understand. How would Poe just trust him instantly though? I feel like wouldn't he still be kind of sketched out? Like, why are you helping me? Like, he did ask that, but like, well, why did he just instantly trust him? Like, wouldn't I would be kind of skeptical at first. I mean, I'd be like, okay, I'd be, but then they steal a TIE fighter, which I love the new TIE fighter design. I actually think it looks cool with like the red tint on it. It looks pretty sick. And then pretty much then they crash on Jakku, and then and Poe just kind of goes missing, and then but he ends up showing up later, which I'll talk about what I think of that part later. So um, Finn goes into like I guess the main area where they're selling stuff, and then he sees Rey getting attacked by these. Before Rey was getting parts, and I guess selling parts, they get money for it. And then the guy like wanted BB-8 the unit, but she didn't want to sell it, and they try to steal it from her anyway. And then she ended up beating their ass, and then Finn and Rey meet, and then the Empire attack, and TIE fighters and stuff, and then they find the Millennium Falcon. And I'm gonna be honest, the humor in this movie is actually really good. I actually thought it was really solid. The thing is, I don't mind humor, but don't do what Age of Ultron do, where it's like every fucking other scene is a one-liner. I actually like in this movie, they actually spread it out. Yeah, I actually like that they spread out the humor in this movie. Then they find the Millennium Falcon. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. How does she just know how to fly instantly? That's part of the reason. Okay, which I'll get to. I'll complete my opinion on Rey when I kind of get more into when I. But she just happens to know how to fly the Millennium Falcon. Okay, and then they fly and they kind of escape, and then they get boarded on some ship, and then there Han and Chewie actually make their first appearance, which was cool. I mean, it was a cool moment seeing Han and Chewie, and then I guess guys he owes money to show up, and they get killed by this alien octopus thing, and then they go lightspeed and go to this place to meet Maz, which basically I guess she's like some alien dealer or something that Han knows. They get him a ship, and then she just Finn. Oh, I didn't say this part. Finn lies to Rey and says he's part of the rebels or resistance. I'm calling the rebels, and then yeah. Which I didn't like. I didn't really like what they did with Finn in the beginning, which I'll get to more. And then, but basically, yeah. There they find the lightsaber, Luke's old lightsaber. I wonder how it was found. That's my question, but whatever. Then then I guess Rey goes down there and she touches it and just has visions and some shit. And then yeah, and she just leaves and runs away. Oh, also Finn wanted to run away too. Yeah, so he kind of is just a in a way he's just a coward in the beginning. I really did not like that. Why? Okay. I'll say more later. But But then the Empire attack again. I guess one of the people from the cantina notified the First Order / Empire, and then they showed up, and then Rey and BB-8, and then Maz gives Finn the lightsaber. Okay, and then they fight. The really cool scene though was when you see one of the clone troopers actually have this like melee weapon that can actually be like anti-lightsaber. That shit was sick. I actually liked that shit. I mean, because we've never really seen even the clone troopers or the stormtroopers, we've never seen them do melee. Or, they always just shot. They mainly just use the blasters, which was kind of cool. I thought it was a different. And some people were like, why? why was Finn overpowered? I mean, well, he did not know how to use a lightsaber. It's like the first time, and I mean, that clone trooper still at least that probably means he's at least somewhat trained in fights. But Han saves him, and then the Ren finds Rey and basically kidnaps her. Then all the rebels show up and destroy pretty much beat all the stormtroopers and save Han, Finn, and Chewie. So they go back to the rebel base. There you see Princess Leia for the first time, or actually no, she shows up on a plane on the ship, and then you go. Now we cut to Rey, and they're on the Star Destroyer. Then you cut to Rey, and then Kylo for some reason unmasks. He should have. See, what I liked at first about Kylo Ren, he was a badass in the beginning, and then for some reason, in my opinion, once he unmasked, he just felt so. Because the way he looked, I don't normally go by looks, but dude looked like a pretty boy. You really could not find a more intimidating looking guy. Why not have him be like a shaved head dude? At least he'd look kind of evil, not just I have long hair. Didn't really. They should have just not unmasked him to begin with. And then the fact that it is it's also revealed that um, Kylo's working for a guy named Snoke, which there's a theory that he's Darth Plagueis, which is Palpatine's master from Revenge of the Sith, which was revealed in that movie. So Snoke didn't look bad. I mean, some people say he looked like Voldemort. Okay. Then also, they have a thing called the Star Killer Base, which is the Death Star. I'm calling it the Death Star. The Death Star 3, basically. It says they have this sizable planet. And they blow up Coruscant, I think, in another planet. In Naboo. They said Naboo and some other planet. But anyway. So yeah, that scene, and then he trying to do the Force Jedi mind trick thing with her, but except she's somehow able to resist it. Which is revealed she has the Force, because she ends up doing the, Jedi mind trick to release, which I did not like. I'm sorry. Let me say this: I did not like that Rey was just perfect at everything. I did not like that. And some people are gonna be like, "Well, why? Because she's a female character." No, that's retarded. There's many female characters I like. First of all, I don't mind a female protagonist. If it was a male, I would say the same thing. I don't like that she just gets everything. She just somehow knows the Jedi mind trick. That's not something you just get. It took Luke at least a movie or two to learn the Force, really. To become really good with it, It's like, I did not I actually like characters that have flaws, I don't like characters that are just insanely good at everything. She just knew how to talk to the Wookiees. Did you know how to repair the Millennium Falcon? But I guess in a way it makes sense because she worked at a scrapyard, so I'm pretty sure she knows parts and shit. So that actually makes sense. Okay, I'll let's get rid of that part. But I did not like that she was just insanely good at everything. Just gets the Jedi mind trick. It should not even work the first time. It was so dumb. And then she was. And then also, there's a scene where you see Kylo kind of worshipping Darth Vader's old helmet, which was kind of cool, actually. It was kind of cool seeing Vader's helmet again, Thing is, he wants to be as good as Vader, and then when he gets pissed off, he starts, throwing tantrums. I did not like. It kind of killed. I get they wanted to go for, a lot of comparisons. You can say he's like Anakin from Episode 2, he was unsure of his powers. Which I get, but I felt like he should have already and maybe not a Sith Lord, but he should have already known what he's doing. That's just me, because, we had a guy who, in the beginning, he just stopped a fucking laser beam, the blaster beam, and it held it in the air. He should already, I'm sorry, I always thought, he's gonna be fucking sick, and then she tries basically to escape, and then, Han, Finn, and, Sorry, camera. Sorry, Giddy. Anyway, before Finn, Chewie, and Han are about to go rescue, they have to go to the Death Star Star Killer base, what do you want to call it. And then, I know the cat keeps getting in front of the camera. So then Han and Leia have like a moment, which I'm gonna be honest, I also did not like. It was also revealed that Kylo Ren is Ben Solo, Han's son. I really think they should have kept that hidden too, to be honest. That should have maybe revealed that later. I really was later in another movie. I actually was kind of hoping that was. I get you wanted to go for it's a shock thing, which I understand. We all know in the expanding universe Han has a son, but really, I really was hoping they would have kept that, you know, low, and then so they go to the base to try to basically rescue Rey and also take down the shields for the Death Star, and which they do. But the scene, which was weird, they take Captain Phasma, which she doesn't do anything. I mean, it looks like she's gonna be in another movie. Somebody, I don't know. There's no way they just kill her off. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like they made her just so they could sell toys, because it's a cool toy design. But I felt like she didn't do nothing in this movie. I mean, she just stood there. She didn't even fire a blaster or anything. She wasn't in battle or anything. She was just there, like, and then they just all take her, and then she just ends up taking down the shields. Why? Wouldn't she try to fight? What? Whatever. And then Rey climbs down to, like, the trenches, and there they find her. They meet up with her, and basically then they try to get off. And then they set detonators, Han and Chewie, onto the Death Star. And then Han sees his son, and then there's a moment. And then Kylo takes off his helmet. He makes it seem like, oh, I'm going to turn good. Which I'm actually thought about. It really kind of would have been cool if, Kylo ends up like, you know what, I'm going to do. He ends up joining again with Luke, Han, or at least maybe faking it. Maybe do it. Have him like, all right, I'll join you. And then the next movie, he turns against them. That would be a good plan. That actually would have been cool. Though they decided, you know what, I'm going to join, and then he gives Han his lightsaber, and then wouldn't let go, and then he ends up stabbing Han Solo. Which it was a sad moment. It was a sad moment, but, I still think Han should have maybe at least made it to the next movie. I mean, I guess it's just like he's getting old. Maybe he just doesn't want to do it, the Star Wars movies anymore. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's his prerogative. But I was really hoping they were gonna, have him at least meet up with Luke at least one last time, Then basically at this point the space battle's going on. So, and then in the forest you find Kylo and Finn, and they're about to have the battle, which in reality I still feel like, I'm gonna be honest, the saber duel is kind of the weakest point of the movie. Which I'm not saying they should be good. I mean, I understand they're not fully trained Jedi and shit, but the saber duel is kind of on the weak side. But I guess it's understandable, at least with Finn, because he's not a swordsman. Which I think Finn should have instantly been beaten. You're going to, at least because Kylo has had training. And I know some people, also Kylo was shot. Okay. He was shot by the bowcaster before. And then they basically battle, and then he burns Finn's shoulder with one of the hilts, and then for some reason Rey just has the Force and now can fight Kylo Ren, and then she just gets better in the end, and then she just basically beats his ass. And then basically then the planet's destroyed. The Death Star planet's destroyed. And then I'm going to end them. I just want to kind of get to the ending, and then I'll talk about the other stuff. And then basically R2 is catatonic since Luke left, but then he revives, and they show him the whole plans to get to Luke, and then basically Rey meets up with Luke and gives him his life, and it just ends there. Okay. Well, let's get into the characters. I liked the movie, but there are just some things. Let me get the bad stuff out the way before I get to the good stuff. Okay, I did not like that Rey was just perfect at everything. I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry, like the fact that she's just instantly has the force, that she just instantly was able to beat Kylo Ren, who's a fucking. I mean, maybe he's not a master, but he's had training. You know, I mean, that's the thing. He was like this guy who stopped a laser beam in mid fucking air, but you can't beat a girl who's just fucking never had any training. I mean, I can understand. Oh, well, people are like, well, she's good with a staff, which, in my opinion, a staff and a lightsaber are two different things. A lightsaber, you should be cut yourself the first time. What would have been better is if Kylo like maybe beat her down, and then when he's about to kill her, then he realizes the planet's getting destroyed, then he leaves. He should have never unmasked in the first place, to be honest. Which I'll get to that. Like, there's a way. If it was if it was Finn, let's say Finn, they did the switcheroo because the trailers were making it seem like Finn was gonna be the next one, but it turned out to be Rey. So, and um, if it was Finn, I would have said the same thing. The fact that she just instantly good at everything. She's good at the Jedi mind trick, which that took. You don't just learn, in my opinion. The Force in these movies has been established that you have to kind of learn it. You don't just get the Force. That's what I did not like. And let me show you how you do a female character. Look at Ripley and Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor. Those are like the epitome of the two biggest, probably best female protagonists in movies. They didn't start off hard ass and tough. Like, you look at Ellen Ripley. I'll start with her first. In the first Alien, you know, she was just a regular woman, and then she started realizing everyone around her was dying. And then she decided, you know, I'm gonna be brave. Same thing with Sarah Connor. She was just a regular woman who was a fucking waitress at a restaurant or a diner. And then, you know, she was normal, and then after seeing the Terminator try to kill her, and then she becomes a hardened veteran in the next movie. Like, she's this tough military chick. Same thing with Ellen Ripley. Like, they had a character arc, and they had flaws. They weren't just instantly perfect. That's really what I did not like about Rey. And I mean, some people are saying this is feminist propaganda. I'm not gonna use that word. I'm not, because that just comes off as a conspiracy theorist at this point. But I really did not like that. Like, I knew what they were doing, but I mean, I'm not against a female protagonist, but don't just make her insanely good at everything. But other than that, I liked Rey. I liked Rey in the beginning. I actually thought Rey was a decent character. You know, she was cute, and she was a decent character. I just did not like that she just instantly knew the Force. Sorry, I just did not like that shit. Now to Finn. He was good in the end, but I really did not like that they made him this coward, and then he's a janitor. That was stupid. Then why would you take him out to battle then? That was really dumb. Like, why would you take him out for his first battle if he's just a janitor? You know, like, you should. I really just wish, why didn't they just have him already be a good soldier, but he's like, you know what, this is bad, and then leave. That would have been better. I really did not like he was just some coward. Really, I did not like that. But I think he has potential. Hopefully he'll be better in the next movie. Han and Leia, it was cool seeing all of them, but I really did not like that Han and Leia didn't really have much of a reaction to each other. Like, they haven't seen each other in such a long time, and it's like, hey, like, it didn't feel like they were, like, genuinely miss each other. It just felt like they just, like, yeah, it could have been, that really could have been much better. Okay, Kylo Ren, let me talk about this dude. No, okay, before I get to him, Poe Dameron was a decent character. I just did not like that he just happened to somehow able to get back to the rebel base, like, from Jakku. How? With no spaceship. They really didn't explain that. I really wish they would have explained it. But, Kylo Ren, he was disappointing. He started off very promising, you know, but then they unmount one when they took his mask off, the look and mystique went away. He should have never took a helmet off to begin with, in my opinion. He should have had the helmet on the whole fucking time. And I really didn't like that they were just revealed that that he's Han's son. And then I get the part where he's like, you know, he's trying to be as good as his grandfather, Darth Vader. But, you know, I didn't like that, you know, he just gets easily beat. You know, come on. He should have been better. I mean, I'm for strong villains, you know. But other than that, I mean, okay, that's just my main, and also, okay, my biggest gripe, I have to agree with people who say this. It really did feel like A New Hope all over again. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was. You really look at it. It starts off the Empire attacking good guys. They give an R2 type unit plans for Luke Skywalker. Then she gets found by Race, who's basically Luke. It's the same plot. They have a Death Star again. There's a battle and it gets blown up. It's basically the same movie. It really is, and I did not like that. Some people like, oh, I didn't mind if you took elements. I'm not against that, but don't make it a fucking in a way just a rehash. Also, I didn't like that there was no funeral for Han. That's really annoying. He just died and they don't bring it up. That's annoying. He's one of the most important characters in the Star Wars universe, and he just kind of just they don't give him a funeral. That's really how the movie should have ended. And I get they wanted to show Luke, but really, I think it should have just ended with a funeral for Han. He's one of the biggest names, and he was a war hero. Why didn't he get a fucking funeral? But now back, it really just did feel like A New Hope all over again. And it's just, and don't say I'm saying this movie sucks. I like it, but these are just my legitimate gripes. And I just didn't really felt like it lived up to the hype. It really didn't. The fact I don't know why it got a 95. I'm sorry, that's too fucking high. It's not that good. Now the good stuff. I think the effects were really good. I actually thought the CGI was much better than the prequels. And what do I think of this movie compared to the prequels? I'm gonna be honest. Much people like to hate on the prequels. At least the prequels were their own thing, and they stood on their own 2 feet. This just really felt like a rehash. And what I liked, though, the effects were really good. And I actually think the acting was much better compared to the other Star Wars movies in general. Because I love Star Wars, but the acting has never been the best. And honestly, the acting in this movie is really good. I think all around, the acting was really good. There was they actually acted, which kind of makes me more mad. Why didn't they just make it, if they had made it its own movie, I'd really like it more. If it stood on its own 2 feet, I'd actually like it more. But the fact it was just a rehash kind of ruined it. If it was just, the acting was really good from everybody, And I actually liked the space battles in the movie. It was really good. And then the only weak point was the saber duel, to be honest. But besides that, everything else was really good. I liked the battles, and I had fun. It was a good nostalgic trip, If you're a Star Wars fan, I feel like go see it. I also like that the Stormtroopers were much more powerful. There was a lot of improvements. So if I were to rate this movie, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Because I still enjoyed it. There's just some things I didn't like. So, guys, I don't know if I'll do a video this week or not. I don't know. But next week, as I said in my Raw review, best and worst 2015 for WWE, and then top 5 best movies of this year. Other than that, guys, I'm going to sign off here. Peace.